Damn it, the auto mover keeps doing this. Hold on. Damn it, the auto mover keeps doing this. Hold on. Alright. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Yeah, it's really annoying. Basically, now I can turn it on again. The way that this works, alright, that you're seeing dies right now, and in a minute that will go over to a recipe screen, and then that's going to go to a glider screen, and then it's going to show you my cats, and then it's going to show you my home nodes. As you can see, efficiency's being a bit slow today, so bear with it. But the way that that's working is it's literally just scrolling through different OBS scenes. And the black screen that I start with, that then is supposed to segue into the intro, are also just OBS scenes. And if I let it scroll long enough, it's... Oh, no, it doesn't do that. It doesn't scroll to those. Anyway, for some reason, it automatically scrolls off of those when I start the stream. So I have to manually, whenever I start, I have to manually press my hotkey blindly and hope that I've got it set the right way. And yeah, it keeps it. But it's not a big deal. Anyway, hello, everybody. Good morning. I hope we're all doing good. We're gonna get started with casino coins in about 4 minutes. I think that they'll become a pretty regular thing for us. We will definitely keep rolling with those. As for beetles, probably not gonna look at those today. Probably done with the beetles, and we'll just keep going. What these fast intros? I want to listen to the Shiver Peaks music. I know. Do you know what? I genuinely, every time I do a really quick intro, that goes through my head. I'm like, oh man, I really want them to listen to that music. But, you know, I figure that it will just be a rare treat that we'll sometimes enjoy when it just so happens that the intro goes very long, you know, then we'll just do it that way. What's happening at the moment is, in about the half an hour before the stream starts, something like that, I'm going through and making sure I've got everything exported to WP2. And WP2 is about a day and a half, if we can count it at half, a day or 2 days away, behind right now, and I wanted it to be as up to date as possible. Now, when I only did a couple of streams at the weekend, I had the luxury of having like a 5-day window to catch up on those 3 if it ever got behind. So let's say I forgot for a week, I would have a lot of window to keep them going up daily and I'd be fine. If I get caught behind now, it's going to be a serious problem, because you guys are just going to have to suffer through a day where a fucking, you know, however many days I've lost get thrown up on there. And what's worse is when we crash, the video gets split in 2, and all of a sudden, you know, I've got like 4 videos behind, and there's going to be a real problem over on that channel where people are getting spammed with stuff. It's just going to be horrible. It's going to be so bad. People aren't going to want to be subbed to that. So I'm going to be really careful with it. So there's been like double uploads for a long time now on WP2. And I messed up yesterday as well, because I put one of those 2-minute end sections of a stream on there, which I don't want to put on WP2. They're useless and they're not worth the click and they're not worth the notification for people. So you know, and I can't fuck that up basically. So yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one. But yeah, so I'm spending the half an hour before streams to do that, and at some point maybe I'll kick up the stream, put the intro on, and then realise I've forgotten to do that, in which case you'd have a nice long intro, and you'd be fun. Hey Dusty, it's great to see you, dude. How's it going, man? What's been going on? We did do a little bit of PvP on one of the streams. There is opportunity for PvP. You can see what's going on, hopefully, in the background. The overlays are a bit busted at the moment just because efficiency's running a little bit slowly. But here, I'll show you in-game. The idea is we're trying to get absolutely everything we can, really. And that means lots of guild commendations. And guild commendations, not teams. requires PvP quite often. So we can if we could get enough dedicated people, we can do this. But we need like 10 players at least who are interested in PvP across the guilds. Now, someone else came up with another point. They said that because we have 2 guilds, you can set your preference in each one to a different thing. Now, I don't know if any GMs are watching right now. It'd be very cool if they were. And if they're not, if someone can link them this chat, I guess, because I'll forget by the end of this stream, and I don't know how important this is. But the idea would be to have Spud 1 on PvE and the other one on World versus World, maybe, or something. And then you would get more commendations. But I don't know whether this is a good idea. Whoever it was that was recommending that, I've seen you've posted in multiple places about it. I don't know whether it's a good idea, because there are only a couple of us that are in both branches. And I think of all those people, I'm the only one that cares about commendations in the way that I do now. So it would be kind of, to put Spud 2, for example, into the World versus World preference would kind of be a bit wrong, I think, because they might not have a World versus World preference in general, and they might really cherish and want that PvE thing. So I don't know about that. It's a nice idea, but the guilds are definitely not my own, personal little stomping ground. They're a community that very much exists in many ways apart from me, so I wouldn't want to just come and do that. So, yeah. That said, when and if we finally get the World vs. World Alliance update, who knows? How are the WP2 playlists coming along? I did one more after we had that conversation, and then they've slipped my mind. I can't remember what the one I did was, but it was like the next morning. You said, oh, just do one a day and it's not a problem. And you're right, one a day is like nothing. You just got to remember to do it. And yeah, I hadn't thought to it. But as for Master, I have set up an auto-filling Master playlist. So everything Guild Wars 2 Master should just be automatically working. It should just be doing it. I haven't verified that yet, but it should be. It shouldn't be a situation where in a few months we've got like 70 videos to throw into one thing. It should just do it. Alright. Steve, thanks very much for the sub. Okay, casinos, the coins have begun. Holy shit, we're already at 500. I'll make a squad if you guys want to join, if you want to play. Every day I ask myself the same question. And every day, by the end of the stream, I've forgotten that it was ever on my mind. These are the life and times of WP. I added that bit at the end because I sort of felt like I was narrating a little bit. Are you open? Sorry. Hold on, let me actually focus on grabbing a couple of these. We've got 2 minutes. What's this? Are your open world build ideas more focused on efficacy in open world, or interacting with fun mechanics you might not otherwise see, or some kind of combination? Now, that's a good question, because there's a very strong desire in me to do what you just said, to have it as fun combinations. And I think there's space for that. But I think for starting off, they would all be about efficacy. Only for the fact that I think your average casual is not interested in fun. I know that sounds really weird, and I know you're going to be like, what are you talking about, WP, though? No, that's not true. The average casual, the average guy that's, like, only halfway interested in the MMO, in these days, they're the kind of people that just instantly wiki or Google or YouTube a guide, and they don't deviate from it, and they don't think for themselves. They just go for it, okay? That's the true casual mindset, all right? It's actually some desire for efficiency and speed and quick access to stuff, so that they can get in and get out, and they don't have to think very deeply about the product, and they don't have to engage much with the product. That's the truth behind a casual in the age of the internet, all right? That's what people will do when they're just getting into a game and they're just starting out. They're going to be looking at these guides. That's the kind of person that's going to look for this YouTube. So I'm going to stay true to the spirit of what that kind of person's looking for. And the true casual just wants confidence in knowing that their build has made open world as relaxed and easy and fast as possible. Okay? Without having the combination of those 3 things. All right? I mean, easy and relaxed are kind of the same. thing I'm talking about there. So that's what I'm going to gear it at first. But then I think that the series would engender quite a lot of goodwill in people, and then we can be a bit jazzy about it, and we can say, all right, well, look here. Last time we talked about Tempest, it was, you know, the overload-oriented damage build. But did you know that you can actually do a Condi variant? Yeah, seriously, you can do a Condi variant, and it can still be quite effective. Or, okay, well, last time we looked at the Weaver variant, we were looking at a power damage Weaver, but Weaver was built around Condis. Here's how you do it in that way. You know, and we could start being a bit jazzy with it. But, the other thing that and I like that idea because that's truly the spirit of the game. What I would be seeking to do with a series like that is I would be seeking to ensnare all these new people. And then once they love the videos and they're like, oh yeah, these are really good builds and they're getting recommended and stuff, then I can start teaching them more and I can get them to see the true beauty of Guild Wars 2 and get them more interested in the build craft in other areas. But that is the jazzy, that would be the proposal. What I would say with all of this, however, is that second idea already exists to a large degree. That's Boots' bad builds. And if I can get it the way I want it, Boots would be appearing on this series with me. So every episode would be a little advertisement, really, for Boots' bad builds. Because they'd be like, oh, there's Boots. Yeah, we do a separate series that's totally different in nature over on his channel. So is it really... You know, I'm very conscious. I don't want to sort of cross the grounds too much, cross the beams too much. I think that, you know, he's got a brilliant format that I'm sure he's very proud of and has been going on for a couple of years now. And I wouldn't want to make sort of a different version of that. So, yeah, first of all, it would be about efficacy. And I really do believe that about casuals, for what it's worth. I really, really, really do. People seem to have this idea that a casual is, like, unintelligent or has no initiative whatsoever. But that's not true. I think a lot of people do have initiative, especially when it comes to PC gaming, and especially when it comes to MMO gaming. You know, a lot of MMO players these days are people who have had experiences like this before, and they're used to that mindset of, okay, I'm just going to instantly wiki this. Or I'm instantly going to look for the resource on this. I'm going to instantly do this. And I'm not going to think for myself. I'm just going to find these things. That is what a huge proportion of people is. And I believe, I have nothing to back this up. This is just pure conjecture. But I believe that's probably an expanding proportion as well. So, yeah, you gotta kind of cater to that. And that the only thing that someone will be looking for at that point is not their own... because it's just not compelling. A casual is not compelled by... what's a really cool example? A casual will not be compelled by a Ventari DPS build. Alright? A build that seeks to actually use, like, Ventari tablet to damage somehow, or supplement the damage. Now, all of us who know the game very well know that that's an utterly absurd idea just because of the nature of how that's built, that there's literally no damage really there at all. So you couldn't even, for a gimmick, pursue that. But the concept is really exciting and weird to think about. Imagine if that could actually exist. Imagine if you could actually build that. To any of us in this stream chat, that's exciting, that's compelling, that's interesting. And you might want to watch a video showcase on something like that. Like, I did a whole video once on... cross-profession rune combo. When Heart of Thorns came out, they introduced, they cross-pollinated utility skills, which meant new synergies were available across different classes. So the Druid released with the rune of the Druid, which affected glyph skills. And, well, Elementalist had glyph skills. So I was like, okay, what does an Ellie using rune of the Druid feel like? I did it, and I made a video about it. And that's a compelling idea. To anyone who's not a casual, that's an interesting thing. It's like, okay, what are the ups and downs here? Why has no one ever talked about this? Why is this trash, basically? And we go through the motions. And that's fun. But to a casual, then that sounds like, oh, a casual would run that. No, a casual wouldn't run that. Casuals aren't unintelligent. They're not people that just deliberately run mismatched stuff, not understanding why it's mismatched a lot of the time. I mean, there is a subsection of that. But a casual would never do that. A casual would never be interested in that. Because a casual is only interested in getting the rewards quickly and being efficient and just being dictated what to do by proficiency masters. So that's what the series would be geared around, right? And then you do the other stuff later. So hopefully that makes sense. UWP, glad to see you streaming again. Thanks very much, Barry. I know they're not really, maybe I do myself a disservice. I don't really think about these as real streams. They're just little, just little breakfast catch-ups, in the morning. I'm really glad you're happy about that, man, even though the time slot's changed a lot. How many have we contributed here? 27. I wonder if there's a taco route for this, Oh my god, I got a mail. Oh, we got some requests to join the club, and we got a gathering yet. Well, we'll look at those later. As always, guys, we do have a thriving Discord. Lots of conversation, always. Opportunity to talk to me. I haven't been in there too much the past weekish. But we have a dedicated channel about my videos we post. We talk about other games, music, guild wars, guild activity, all that stuff. And you can join the guild through Discord. It's free. You don't need an account. You just click it and you go. I shield Discord way harder than anything I should shield. There is a taco route. There are taco. It gives 35 to 40 coins. Alright, let's do it. I don't know whether I've got the marker pack, but let's do it. Taco has slowly actually become useful to me. I used to be so sneery of taco. Why would you use taco when you should just play the game? Okay, I don't have it, so I guess we'll we'll do it naturally. We'll do it the immersive way. Opportunity to opportunity to talk to WP. You always ignore stuff. Look, I read pretty much everything. It's just sometimes I don't really have the time to respond. Sometimes I'm not interested in the topic. Sometimes I don't want to indulge in annoying crap. But I do read the stuff. In a way, it's an interaction. It's just a one-way interaction. Okay, it's the opposite of what you experience on the streams and the videos, right? I'm just giving back. Yeah. You see? It's the opposite. Also, what happened to compilations videos? You said it had come out yesterday. I said, didn't I say maybe? I'm pretty sure there was a modal verb in there yesterday. What I want to do is the next Living World thing. Right before that. And don't worry, we will get that very quickly. And then the compilation video will come quite soon afterwards. In fact, possibly even on the same day. So it still might come out today. But no, I didn't change my mind about it, Doug. I still like it. Yeah, just so that everyone knows, Doug cut up another compilation of clips from this website. What he's basically done, as far as I know, is during that window where I wasn't streaming, I think this one was made, he just went through my channel and looked at like every clip of all time, I think. I didn't even know Twitch saved and kept those. But it was a lot of clips. And he cut them together. He didn't just cut them together, but he came up with concepts for different installments. So this would be installment 2. You saw installment 1 recently. Lots of people watched that. The thing that and people really liked that, even though I had personal insecurities about it. People really liked it, which is good. But and I'm willing to believe I was wrong about the nature of those videos, and they could be really good. And I'm willing to take the plunge and go for it, right? Because I was wrong, and that's fine. What I am still a little bit concerned about is doing too many of them too quickly and titling them all as like Twitch lol moments, funny Twitch clips, because that's like so low grade to me, it makes me want to vomit. Okay, and also I just don't want to give the impression to people that basically the channel is I'm just a Twitch guy now. That again also makes me want to vomit. So I just want to space them out a little bit. So I just want to get a second Living World thing. That's all. I think that YouTube only users deserve that much, and then I'll just put it up as well, Doug, so that whenever someone sees a video like that, they can also see, oh, there's another standard WP Fair thing that I've been subscribed for and enjoyed all this time, also for me to watch. I want to pace it out like that. And I'm very, very sensitive to that right now, because the audience will be more sensitive to that right now. And, as the weeks go by, we can get a bit freer and quicker with it. Reacts to the first precursor to drop Twitch reactions. I heard. Oh, should I talk about this? Because people are going to know who I'm talking about, and it's going to get very specific very quickly. All right, I just want to be clear at the start of this anecdote. I don't know anything really specific about this, so my feelings are not that strong about this, and I'm not attacking anyone, okay? Like, be very clear about those. I don't know very much about this. I'm not going to be very specific about this. I'm not actually attacking anyone. But I heard that it's kind of a thing now to, on Twitch, watch someone else's YouTube video. So someone makes a YouTube video. Someone puts work into a review or whatever, right? Edits it all up, does their thing. And then a thing to do, like a completely standard, normal thing that people enjoy, is to watch someone else's YouTube video and do a live reaction of their coverage on Twitch. And then post that as your own YouTube video. And apparently this happened with Guild Wars 2 recently. Alright, I don't know anything more than that except the concept behind that format. That is fucking insane. Alright? That is so bad. I don't know where the old guard, so to speak, are of YouTube these days. But I come from a time where everyone hated on face cams and everyone, you know, to do a reaction video of like a trailer reaction or it was just horrendous. You know my format where I'll like draw on the screen and talk about a trailer? That's basically a trailer reaction. I just try my best to add extra information you might have missed, right? That's basically, that's like, that was known as sort of a scummy format. The idea that you could get someone else's content and just like AstroTurf on it, it's mind-blowing. How offensive is that? Look, a YouTube video that you've actually edited and you've created like a structure to a script and stuff is such a hard thing, a time-consuming thing to do. Let me not say hard. Let me just say time-consuming. And the idea, and everyone knows that just raw commentary, what I'm doing right now is nothing, right? Everyone knows that that's easy, right? And that's nothing. The idea that you can watch someone else's video but put your voice on it and re-upload, and that's okay now, and that like gets applause, and that gets big view, and the second guy obviously gets the more viewership. Obviously, that is bonkers. Anyway, I hear that happened with Guild Wars, and some opinions might have been right, some opinions might have been wrong. I don't know about the specifics, but they're just that concept. My God. There's a thing in The Simpsons, right, where Mr. Burns is given a lecture to all these children in elementary school, okay, and about how to, you know, get rich and how to be successful. And he walks into the classroom and he says, friends, family, religion. These are the 3 demons you must slay if you wish to be successful in business. And then he moves on, right? I really feel like you need to be like, you need to be just ruthlessly... It's just, you need to have no tact, no sense of class, or because no one else seems to have it. No one cares. Just like, it's insane. It's crazy. All right, I'm done. That's my rant. It's over. We got the casino coins. Back to my classy, tactful stream. Let's go do more stuff that we've done 1,000 times in a row, and call it our own content because we're so much better. It's okay, no one's going to react to 2 our videos. Oh, it's not some self-indulgent, they're not taking my content. You know, I'm not protective over it. Someone could... I'd be almost flattered in a way if that happened with me. I've had a lot of people... This is going to sound really stupid. Not a lot of people. Let me rephrase that. I've had a handful of people, maybe up to 5 people, who message me asking to use my work in their, like, theses and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, you can do it. Or they asked to, like, do it in lectures, but can I, you know, do this in Spanish or whatever? If, you know, can I, like, essentially translate it for my class and stuff? I don't know why. I don't know to what degree, but I have had a handful of messages of that over the years. And I'm always happy with that kind of stuff. Alright. So, let's see. The thing we're looking for is Zalambur, and we're only about halfway there. So, we'll probably get that tomorrow. So let's go next. All right, we're not going to do Beatles. So let's do Skyscale, all right, for once. Let's get back on that nice and quick. I don't really have anything else I want to do. We did Tonics yesterday. There's one home instance thing I need, but it's Gem Store. We could either get Skyscale or we could just basically look for some more of this stuff. But I don't think I'm that interested in doing that stuff. So let's do the Skyscale. All right, saving Skyscales. We're on the egg phase, obviously. We'll just go through in order. Maybe we'll play a good class. But, let's let's go for it. So I'll click it into this because we're 3 deep now. So the sky. Oh wait, never mind. We've got too many highlighted. No, we don't. Sky scale of water. Yeah, it's at the top. Right. So we need to go to the bottom of the Natuka Pond in the Domain of Corner. We need to swim to the bottom of the flooded Castival in Bloodtide, and in the water chamber in the Derelict Delve. They're all really fun. I'm gonna want to do this on a character that's got good map comp though. So we could do it on my NG. Let's do it on the Scrapper. Let's run through doing it on the Scrapper build, just so I can get more of a sense of whether this is actually good and would appear in the video series or not. We've opened them all up already, Smits. We already opened them all up. WP, what would your reaction be if you found stolen WP videos on VHS and associated bootleg WP action figures in China? You know, I actually wondered about this recently because I was talking about this on a recent stream. There was an old feature in Guild Wars 2 where the vendors standing here at the Trainer's Terrace, they're not even here, the vendors don't even exist anymore. At launch they did, selling trait books. But these guys used to be skill vendors, like in Guild Wars 1. And when you bought like Meteor Shower, you bought like a level 3 version of Meteor Shower that was only unlocked at level 3. And then when you hit level 20, you could buy a new one. It was tier 2 Meteor Shower. And it was like stronger. And then you could buy like T3 and T4. As you leveled up, you'd find different vendors around the world. You keep buying these skills. Cool idea, right? It got removed before the game came out, but there was some footage of it. I knew there was some footage, and I'd looked on YouTube for it for so long, couldn't find it. Well, recently I realized that one of the videos that showed this had since been removed from YouTube, so it couldn't be found anymore. But someone in China had stolen it from YouTube in the intervening years and uploaded it to Chinese YouTube, a website called Youku. I don't know if you guys know about this, Youku. So I found someone had actually stolen a Guild Wars 2 YouTuber's stuff and put it on Youku. And at that point, I did wonder if anyone was stealing my stuff and putting it on Youku. But I never checked. I didn't care that much. If it was VHS and bootlegged action figures, dude, find me one person that would be excited about that, who's in this game, in this racket. Alright, find me one person. Look, we're all losers that aren't convinced of our own success. So the idea that we have action figures, come on. It's going to be incredible. Unless you're like a genuine, like, out-of-touch twat that's got way more success than you deserve. I don't need to take an item, do I? I have the egg, so to speak, wherever I go, right? I hope I do. Do you think this will be in the side chamber? The exciting side chamber? I could fuse this quartz. I need to do this daily at least. Inks just called... I just called Inks a loser. I'm sorry. Everyone except Inks. Sorry. Alright, maybe that's wrong. I feel personally like a bit of a loser. But, you know what? Maybe other people are very proud of what they've built. And no, that's not for me to step on, obviously. But I could be like 10 times what I am, so to speak. And I would still feel a bit insecure saying what I do. And I would still feel a bit odd about it, IRL and stuff. The thing that makes it really difficult for me, the reason why I do sincerely have a lot of conflicted feelings about it, are like these stats of like... It's something like 1/3 of all people below 15 right now. Or something crazy. In like the United States, or maybe the UK, Europe and the UK as well, but I'm pretty sure it's the United States statistic, say that this is what they want to do when they grow up, right? It's just, and that is not a recipe for much renown or respect, it's kind of, it's not very good. I don't think. Boots has always put it one way that I find quite compelling. He said, look, it's like television, you know, there's some stuff on TV that, you know, people judge differently to other stuff on TV. Just because you're on TV, it doesn't automatically mean that you shouldn't be proud of what you're doing. There's some really good TV. There's some really trash TV, but there's some really good TV as well. And I think he's probably right about that, but I just kind of can't get over it. Oh, I got a bit serious there. I don't know where we're meant to submerge ourselves. I don't really want to go to the wiki, because these seem like really good hints. So, what if you guys help me out, maybe? This is totally it, right? Oh, wait, the Mournful Depths. This is not it. The Flooded Castival. No, it is. It is it. The Castival Waypoint. We are there. Any predictions on future elite specs now that ArenaNet implemented new skill type on range and command skills? Yeah, some of you guys in the community have actually been better than me on this one. I really like the idea of a minion monster that uses commands to control the minions and move them around, you know. There's an icon on my map. Oh, there is an icon, Ratchy. Oh my god, there is. And it was right here. Oh, brilliant. And look, there's lots of players here. Okay, we channel. There's no dialogue. This is brilliant. Cool. What a well-designed stage. Look, Timegate 2 is good. All right? I don't care what you think. I'm telling you it's good. That is the law now. It's very good. All right, the Natuka Pond. Now, Issa may have never actually been there, but she can always use the tome. Yeah, she's not been there. But she can always use the tome and then just roll a bit up. So, let's do that. It's the domain of corner. Icons are very hard to see when you're colorblind. I don't even think it's just colorblindness. They're just very small and very, you know, tricky to get a grasp on. I'd recommend bumping up your UI scale. My UI scale is actually really big now. I bumped up a few streams ago. So, I feel like I got an answer to this, but I can't remember anymore. Is there a scroll on the new map? Someone did confirm, actually, there is, right? It was in the Fissure of Woe area or something, right? The Omakon camp. You're colorblind and you find them fine to see. Well, look, there's different types of colorblindness and different intensities of colorblindness, obviously, right? So, I don't think it's really... I don't think personal experience can really get very far in a discussion on this one. Weirdly, that just made me think of Druid Stone, because it got me thinking about how often you see complaints in games asking for colorblind modes, and how I've never really cared about that, basically, because I'm not colorblind, and I've never really rallied or been a champion for that. And you know, I'm unashamed to admit that. Unashamed to admit that. And so, then I was thinking about places where games have done that, and I remembered, obviously, Grimrock devs got a lot of good publicity for making a one-handed mode for their game. Someone said, I love your game, but I'm only one-handed. Can you create a way for me to play? They did it, and they got a ton of good press for it. So, you know. The thing is, the color blindness thing, it's not exciting enough. It's not pulpy enough for some struggling for content, you know, news site place to want to cover it. It's from the Underworld vendor. Okay. Well, look, we will gather those things. There will be a lot more Dragonfall before this is all done. I wanted to use the beetle to break through the wall, because there's a method of doing that to get to the Natuka Pond, but we can use the teleport as well. This is one of the prettiest areas in the whole expansion, by the way. Look at it. So good. It's generally not that hard to make colorblind modes. There are official filter algorithms that are free to use that you can apply to your games. Yeah, surely Reshade and stuff can do that to an extent. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm pretty much out of things to talk about here, to be honest. We're just gonna be getting the egg. If you guys have got any topics you're interested in, I'm not sure really. I've got much more to say, to be honest. So we've talked about so much on these streams recently. You thought Hook had a colorblind mode? Guess you were wrong. Well, I mean, it can definitely, you know, accentuate the greens and the reds and stuff. You can definitely apply, like, filters that just pump up single colors. So I think it might be able to work. Can I recommend a cigarette brand? No, because I feel like that would reveal things. Well, no, it wouldn't. It wouldn't reveal anything. What's the I don't smoke, by the way, just to be clear. I do not smoke. But what's that what's the, I don't know, because wouldn't there be different brands in the UK versus other places in the world? Super King's Gold, maybe go for that. Go for Super King's Gold. That's the first brand I can think of. There you go. What a question. So we want to break combat, and then lastly we're going to be moving on to the Derelict Delve. This one's the really good one. Issa might have to go on a bit of an adventure for this, because I don't know whether it's character bound. I don't want her to go on a whole adventure. That might be really, really annoying, actually, if I think carefully about it. She's never even been to the snowy area. Okay, we're getting off of Issa for a second. We'll do this on Azuric, because Azuric has done this. Because Azuric was my original Path of Fire playthrough character. What's my favorite weapon in Monster Hunter World? Hammer. I'm a hammer person. Apparently that makes me a hammer bro. Like, apparently that's sort of the parlance. But yeah, I really like hammer. That's what I use a lot of. I hate light bowgun just because I farmed a ton of Kulve Taroth looking for hammers, and light bowgun is really, really strong there. Light bowgun is so boring. Pew pew pew, pew pew pew, pew pew pew, pew pew pew. And you know that little sound effect? I know that sounds like a joke that I'm doing with my mouth there, but people who have played light bowgun actually will recognize that sound effect, right? And it's pretty accurate. All right, that's basically your gameplay. So boring. So yeah, I really like hammer. And to be honest, I haven't really played many of the other weapons. I played a little bit of hunting horn. What else have I played? Not much, honestly, not much. But I have like every single hammer in the game, except like one of the Kulve Taroth ones that I really want, because I just never got lucky enough. Here we go. So we're gonna jump down here. Do we want a Griffin dive? That might be fun. Do you know what? Has anyone got a sky scale? It'd be really cool if we saw someone fly down on a sky scale here. That'd be hype. Hammer's slow, yeah, but when you get it in the right... What's really fun about hammer, alright, hear me out, it's the slope attack. When you play hammer, when you're sliding down a slope and you release with the charge up, you do a ridiculous overhead, like, front flip spin attack that can hit a ton of times, and the final impact does crazy damage. It's like a super nuke skill you get. But it's only available near slopes. So when you play hammer, it just makes you think about the terrain a lot more than other characters. And other classes really don't like it. So like Charge Blade apparently is really horrible on slopes because it messes up your combos. But on hammer, you're seeking them out. And it's just kind of fun to have that added dimension to the gameplay. So that's one of the reasons I like it. I think you actually think about another part of the game while you're on it. Plus, there's also some really cool cheesy things where you stack paralysis and you stack exhaust and you just keep things stunned for like ever. Have you ever played another Monster Hunter beside World? No, I only got into Worlds because it's like the new thing that people were interested in. Sky scale of fire. So now we're going to go to Fires of the Legion. We're going to get burned by lava in the Great Imperial Smelter. This is cool. So the Great Imperial Smelter, Azuric's not been yet, but we can take him there, is used to be totally invisible, walled off, and you could go into it. But when they added, I think it was gliding, honestly. I don't even think it was mounts. I think it was gliding. When that occurred, they opened it up, and you can explore a lot more of the Black Citadel since that time. And you can get burned by it now more regularly. I say it was invisible walled off, but there were methods of breaking out of the map. One of my favorite things to do, honestly, in the Black Citadel was find a way to break out of the map and then void jump to the top of the iron core. I did videos on this. It was a really fun technique. And using that technique, you could also put yourself into the smelter. And you could get burned by it back then as well. But now it's kind of part of the game. It's an example of... a really strong example of how Mastery's expanded the scope of Tyria. If I was some, like, dev or exec or something that had to shill and justify the Mastery system and show good examples of how it helped the game, I would probably use this in my little bullet point about why Masteries were good for the core experience. I'd sell some story about how it was... expanding and reinvigorating old areas and allowing us to efficiently look back at old design and all this kind of nonsense by breaking, well, maybe not nonsense, maybe what I'm talking about is actually legit here, by allowing you to do stuff like that, because this was not core what I'm doing here, and you can tell it's not core because this doesn't have collision. Oh, it does have collision. Whoa, epic. I thought, I'm pretty sure a lot of the stuff here doesn't have collision. Can I ride this? That would be so good. Maybe this doesn't. Okay, that doesn't. But yeah, here goes Skyscale Fair. This doesn't look as good as it could because I have my shaders down, so. Oh, no, never mind. Shaders don't really affect that much. Oh, well. Maybe it really is just combat skills and stuff here. What does it say? Quality of shaders such as wind and lighting. Adjust lower to use cheaper materials and fewer textures, which can improve performance. Huh. Well, we'll keep it high. Okay, good. So, next, Skyscale Fire. Get burned by lava in the hearth in the domain of Vabi. That I do not immediately know what it's talking about. Get burned by lava in the fire chamber in the derelict delve in the desert highlands. Okay, well, we could have done that. We should have stayed. That would have been a bit more efficient, but whatever. Wait, is it the derelict delve at Fortune's Vale? Or is it something else? Yeah, no, it is the derelict delve. I still adore that this is called Fortune's Vale. What a sweet and nice little way to finally, you know, get that in the game in some respect, some spirit of it, you know. How's my computer doing? Feeling its age yet or no? No, I know that we're crashing a lot out of the streams. And I've not figured that out, and it's very likely to happen again today, by the way, guys. And when it happens again, that might be the end of the stream, just for what it's worth. If it happens in like 40 minutes or something, that might be it. But oh wait, the lava room. Do they consider this the lava room? But my PC, I don't actually think I need to upgrade, and I really hope I don't, because I don't have the money to upgrade it. I'm on a 1080. Just a 1080. Oh, there we go. This does count. And a pretty good i7. You know, if we rewind the clock just like 2 years, this is like a really good machine. So I can't imagine that I'd need to upgrade this again for a long time. And I've kind of realized something. A lot of why my render times are slow, or a lot of why OBS can be slow, and all stuff like that, you know, work-related stuff, it's just because of the software and the way that I've set the software up. Is a lot of the time the PC's, you know, powerful enough to handle things. You've just got to optimize the software correctly. If you're getting low frames in Guild Wars, I would never think to upgrade my PC. I'd think about what effects I've got active and culling settings and stuff like that, you know. And other games run very well, and so yeah, I don't really feel the need to, not for a long time. Not another 2 years at least, and hopefully in that time money problems have turned around. Get burned by lava in the hearth in the domain of Vabi. So, in Vabi, what fire have we got in Vabi? Is it, I remember fire traps up at the Zomeros home. Listen to that music, guys. Oh, so good. The hearth. Well, there's a place called the Foundry. Is this POI the hearth? This POI the hearth? Oh, this one's the hearth. Okay. So we'll go to the Necropolis. The Necropolis. Necropolis. Alright. Yes, thank you, chat. Thank you. Look at Vabi. Oh. There's another one there where I'm at. Oh, it was there. Crap, we've just left. Alright, well, whatever. Look, it's the spirit of the achievement to keep zigzagging. Maybe that's a weak point. Okay? That's the first weak point I've seen of day 2. The zigzagging. Like, who wants to zigzag? Come on, you've let me go to the delve. The delve is awesome. I've remembered that. You've asked me to go all the way to the bottom by doing the puzzle as well. Brilliant. Let's move on now. An interesting thing has happened there, by the way, with the Skyscale asking you to go to the bottom. A lot of the time, the most fun things to do are like quite challenging, quite long adventures, but they're optional, so you never feel bad about the length of them because you know it was always your choice to go through it. And the Derelict Delve is definitely something that's, you know, enjoyed that. But now they've kind of said, look, no, you have to do the Derelict Delve. And I wonder whether that has augmented that experience in some way for people to a thing that they really won't like very much. But can we even get in there in open world? I guess we can. Maybe I've never done this meta. Have I ever been in there in open world? Oh, it opened. obviously been here in story. There are little waypoints for each of the egg adventures. Oh, yeah, the icon on the map. You're telling me I'll just log into the map and then make sure that you... And then just look for the icon. Yeah, I could have done that too, definitely. Probably be smarter. So we come to the bottom. Wow, this thing's pretty cool. Alright, there you go. That's the Skyscaler Fire. This is good. The experience I've had with this is probably what the devs are banking on most people, for most casual players. In that, hey, you probably didn't know this exists. Go do it, and you have a lot of fun, right? I think ArenaNet probably thinks very carefully about that when they see forum reactions. And they're like, this is really grindy, and this is taking ages, and this is really boring. I'm just going back to places I've already been. And all those criticisms, right? The devs probably take all of them with a massive grain of salt, because what they're angling for, actually, is all the people that played the game really quickly and left really quickly and didn't indulge in this stuff. And they know that those people have had a great experience because they've now engaged with stuff that they hadn't done before. The Skyscaler Fire is done. I just got a mail. Is that from you guys? Oh, you want to join the guilds? Okay, yeah, if people want to join the guilds, if you've just gone to Discord and you know that, and you want to... By the way, it's pay whatever you want, pretty much. I will sort through those after the stream. Otherwise, we're just going to be sitting here reading mails, and that's not really to do with Master, so... Kind of want to finish this heart right now, just because we've made good progress and we have a Zerg, and I feel like it might somewhat be worth it. Rocker thinks Delve is the best place in PF. I agree with you, actually, dude. Maybe not in terms of visuals, though it's up there. Maybe not in terms of everything, you know, enemies that we find and lore excitement and stuff. Maybe not in terms of everything, but as a fully rounded piece. Yeah, you might be right. It's brilliant to see the Skyscale here. I really like this. Yeah, okay, that, Macy, as well, makes a good point as well. That there's two levels of that, actually. There's people who never did it at all, and there's also people who did it, but weren't paying much attention, or don't have much memory for it, and so now it's kind of enjoyable, so... There's a certain caliber of nerd that I don't distance myself from. I am to a degree, that will do something once, and they'll very like ardently stick to that experience, and they'll remember that. And ever stepping back to it is seen as a mistake or a waste of time or whatever. And it's not too rare to see people that think that way and feel that way. Those are the ones you'll find on the forums about a step like this. Though obviously, you know, I don't mean to make it out like all the complaints were just to do with, because they weren't. Most complaints are to do with the time gating and the egg collections and all the running around Dragon Stand stuff, and yeah. So, but it's something to think about anyway. I am the definition of a Guild Wars 2 nerd. I don't know, not in all respects. Oh my god, I need to stop moving into this fear. Most Guild Wars 2 nerds wouldn't do that, for example. They wouldn't keep blowing stun breaks just to walk back into a fear wall. Which, by the way, is a mechanic I didn't know about. I didn't know that he had like a smoke attack that fears you if you go near him. Yeah, I know I can leave. I'm getting the heart. No, I'm not saying I'm not a nerd. I'm saying I'm not the example of a nerd. I obviously am a Guild Wars 2 nerd. I'm just not like the epitome of every type of Guild Wars 2 nerd. I'm more interested in a lot of stuff other people aren't. Like when there's a big controversy and everyone's up in arms about something, I'm rarely not really caring much about it. And the stuff that and people will say, WP, you're never up in arms about stuff. You're too defensive of ArenaNet. And the truth is that it's just the things I really give a shit about, like all the Corteria stuff and the mastery system and all these things. It's just no one else is up in arms about. So while I just sit ranting away, there's no like big, you know, body of people alongside it. So it looks like, you know, my stuff isn't important. But my stuff is important to me. It looks fun, but you suck at Ellie. Man, it's really not hard. People think that Ellie is like some tier above or something. It's really not. Or that it's got some really high cap. It doesn't have a higher cap than most other builds, I would say, or other professions and other experiences. Because a lot of the skills you find on other classes can be very versatile, and even though you get a lot on Ellie, a lot of it just becomes muscle memory. Like, I'm not thinking about what I'm doing. And it's not impressive that I'm not thinking about what I'm doing, by the way. I literally just know, oh, this one gives me an AoE, this one does lots of packets of damage. Just spend your cooldowns. Just make sure you're using water. Maybe it's got a longer ramp up, maybe, and maybe that's fair. Like here I'm dying, for example. Give ourselves some barrier. I'm not sure about aquatic stance though. I don't like how it's kind of enemy specific. So once that enemy dies, you kind of deny yourself heal value. This heart was not a good idea to go for, because now, Jesus, it's taking a long time. We were getting killed there because we were getting pummeled by those sharp shooters on that platform that I now really want to kill. So let's long knock them down with the Springer. Let's get that. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, I tried to backpedal in midair to course correct, and I dismounted. All right. Let's go the Glyph of Storms here in Earth to blind. And this should cover us till they all die. I'm telling you, that skill's really good. That probably will appear on the open world build. Extremely underrated and forgotten about skill. But as far as open world's concerned, it's excellent. Alright, we're not even going to buy anything for... Well, maybe we'll look at the hearts since we did it. They might have... They were not going to have any minis. I already bought all the minis for POF. But maybe there'll be like... a tonic? Or a toy or something? Maybe? I don't know. Have I seen the hounds here? Part of the meta. I think I have done that meta once. I have fought Hounds of Balthazar on this map. So if that meta ends with the Hounds of Balthazar, then yeah, I've seen that. Play Dagger Weaver. The weakness major adept trait is delicious with air 2. The weakness major adept trait. What's good about what synergizes with Dagger 2 here? This is the adept slot. But what attunement? Which one are you talking about? Oh, superior elements. Right, of course. Yeah. Good point. Good point. Yeah, that's a good synergy. Yeah, that's a good synergy indeed. And what you could do is you could keep Lightning Rod. There's lots of CC on Dagger main hand as well. There's lots of ways to proc Lightning Rod. Even if you go Dagger off too, you could run a Dagger Weaver. Hey, Dagger open world Weaver. Power. About the superior element synergy. Maybe you could get it. I can see that. I really can see that. Because solo crit chance is important in open world. Alright, here we go. Funerary Incense. So we can now buy 3 of these because of the casino coin metas that we've done. We could actually buy more. I've just not opened those boxes wherever they are. So we could do more. Oh, I lied. Look, there is a mini. There is a mini. Let's use him as well. Add to the wardrobe. Will that have toggled my novelties properly? Wrong one, not novelties, minis. No. Nice. So the reforged Warhound Jackal. I think that was just at the gem store. I swear when I first went through this expansion, I bought all of the minis. Maybe not with this one though. Maybe not, you know. I don't know why. I've definitely got map comp on this map before. Or have I? No, I definitely have. Because we didn't get a box there. And he already has it. Anyway. Maybe I'd run out of things on my first playthrough by this point. Maybe that's what it is. Right, so let's move on to the Sky Scale of Ice now. So Ice, we're going to be exposing our Sky Scale egg in the Icy Chamber in the Derelict Delve. In the Highlands. Alright. So this was the one we messed up. We cocked this one up, guys. Yeah, Rocker, the Dagger Warhorn build is what I've been going with. It is what I want to go with. I'm still a little mixed on the specific attunements. But I'm thinking Air and Arcane. And I know you're probably thinking, well, Earth has got the Prot on Aura, and Prot is like really strong. But Arcane gives you a lot of protection too. Protection when you swap into Earth, protection when you're struck while in Earth, and it has the extra concentration. And since you're on Warhorn, you've got Sand Squall to bounce the Prot a little bit more as well. So I'm generally just thinking, and then Arcane has extra utility on top. The rest of the Earthline is not that great for open world, but Arcane gives you like evasive arcana, right? So water dodges and extra blasts and blinds and all kinds of things. So I'm thinking that it'll be air for the fury and swiftness. Swiftness is less interesting on open world builds now that mounts are in the game, but in combat swiftness is still worth something. So I was thinking a combo like that. And then obviously the fresh air to reset air overload combo. And then for the Tempest line, taking the heal on aura to just keep splashing heals on yourself. And for what it's worth, people around you too. My original bulk of Ellie playtime on an open world Tempest was actually on... By the way, I was on a water one, so I could share stuff as well, but I don't really think it's too necessary. Right, let's move on. Another thing, the last achievement I need on this map is this, Speak in Riddle. Well, not the last one. Okay, yeah. Aetherius Wintergust is a Djinn boss that you only get from certain bounties, and every time you beat him, you have to do a riddle, but you have to do it daily. And do you remember when I was doing AP of the Day, I finished all of the Ellen Riverlands, and we'd finished the other map. I just needed the Desert Highlands. All of these are unfinishable achievements. They are I know the section doesn't look finished, but they are. I just needed this, and the bounty would never come up. So one of the main things that I was thinking about with Master was, look, well, while streaming, I can always have a squad that runs along and gets this with me. So we have to do this daily, and this is like basically one of the things that stalled AP of the Day, because I was really excited about going map by map by map and really feeling finished with each area. And then this, I just continuously kept logging into the game, trying to get that bounty, and it wasn't appearing. And I was spending about an hour, 2 hours every morning trying to get this bounty, before then giving up and going and do a different one for AP of the Day. And all I could think the whole time was, if I was streaming this, I would have had people to do the bounty anyway, and this all would have been content in the meantime. So this is literally one of the things that I wanted to do for Master, like how AP of the Day kind of turned into this. So I do want to do this, and I just thought about it when I came here, because I looked at the Djinn room over there, which gives you obviously a daily Djinn thing. Anyway, I think it's this room here. Everyone's waiting. This is where the broken, stuff is. And I guess it's down in this corner. I do love this. Isn't this cool? Isn't it? This is one of the coolest things I've seen them do in the game. More glass floors, ArenaNet. Seriously. This room alone excites me what they could do in, like, an icy area of an expansion or something. I love this. I don't think I've seen this anywhere else in Guild Wars either. Have they done icy floors anywhere else? Sure, there may have been, like, translucent floors in some places, but it's really cool. And especially, you know, the play of, which one's the hole? Oh, the hole is over here. It's so good. Will I make a video on Adashim? Yeah, I know. I actually want to finish up my coverage of the previous wing as well. They haven't announced a release date for the key, have they? If they have, I've really got to start getting a move on with this stuff. Check donations. Did I just get a donation? Okay, hold on. I'm sorry to whoever that was. I missed it. I can't look right now because this room is notoriously deadly. So I'm just going to grab the Skyscale egg thing and waypoint out, and then I will have a look. I don't mean to keep you waiting, but yeah. What char is that? What, that I'm playing on stream? What character? This is a lone and human that followed Balthazar that I made to play Path of Fire. He's called Azaric of Parathia, and he is named in reference to another game I Let's Played and some of the ArenaNet devs made. Yeah, if you want to check it out, it's called. The game's called Azaric. I have a full playlist. Probably the best series of it on YouTube. Probably. And I don't say that because of my own talents. I don't say that. I say that because it's a very, very little known game that barely anyone's covered. And not necessarily to my style, but also every single video has a wall of text commentary from one of the developers himself. Not just the developers, but like the game director, the guy, the design lead, the guy who founded Adrenium Studios, the guy who did everything for that game and like oversaw that game. All right, he has put a wall of text comment on every episode, reflecting on the development of those areas and bouncing off of some of my commentary on the videos. That is why I say it's the best Let's Play for Zurich on YouTube. Thanks very much, SCW. Alright, Right, donations. That's what I was going to do. Let's have a look. I'm pretty sure there is a release date. There is a release date? Oh, this is weird. Dude, well, I don't know. This is weird. Dude, you cannot possibly keep this up. Is he in chat? Who is it? I don't know, though, whether it's... Let's see. Is it the same amount? Oh, my God. What? 2 of you? 25... No, it's different. Are some of you guys donating to me anonymously? Are some of you donating anonymously? And it's just different people each time? Or is it the same guy? Look, because I feel really bad even asking that question, because if it is the same guy, they're going to feel like crap, because I don't even know if it's the same guy. Anonymous has donated 50 minutes ago. So, like, right at the start of the stream. Like, right at the start of the stream. While we were getting coins. Anonymous donated $25. Thank you so much. I mean, it's a huge donation. That's a massive donation. And he's done it, like, multiple days in a row now. I cannot believe how many days you've done that in a row, and I don't know when that's going to end. And I don't want to even think about the world where it doesn't for a while. But thank you very, very, very much. That's really lovely. We also had, and they didn't even leave a comment, so I can't go any further with it. Just thank you very much. Next though, DJEZ tipped $2. So thank you very much to DJEZ, and also had a nice long message with it as well. Hey WP, I recently got someone into the game, and we're going to progress this weekend. I'm wondering, what are a few things I can show him that seem cool? I don't want to use my mounts or glider so he doesn't feel so far behind. I've also made a new tune also. That's a really, really good question. There's a video in that, to be honest, the answer to that. I think one of the best things you can show new people are jumping puzzles as you go through. If you can do it in a way that's not too blatant, but if you can like play and casually sort of find the jumping puzzle, like for example, if you're a Sylvari, right, and you start off and you come to this jumping puzzle here, the lab, that's a really cool emergent thing for people to find, right? Like, the beauty of jumping puzzles is stumbling upon them, and when you're in the jumping puzzle, don't rush ahead and make them feel pressured or whatever, right? I'm not saying lie and act like it's your first time, but that's really cool. If you're talking landmarks, Caledon's a good one as well, because it's got the Tengu Wall. Try and find a world boss. Shadow Behemoth is a brilliant thing. You know, there's a reason that this is on this map, and this was shown in all of these early demo conventions and stuff. It's just a great starting experience to realize, get a feel for the game. Depends what kind of stuff they're into. And also, their build depends on, you know, a lot of the builds are just not good for leveling. They're just not good, like, for that RPG progression experience, but some of them are alright. Like, if he's playing a Necromancer, you can definitely cause him to have some fun unlocking new minions and then showing them the power of death magic and the synergies with getting new minions from that. Eventually introduce them to Lich runes, introduce them to, the Flesh Reaver sigil doesn't exist anymore, right? But you can, like, you can do things like that in terms of buildcraft to make the game, to fake as though the game's got a good, like, RPG thing. Minion Monster is the only one that comes anywhere close in Guild Wars 2 to having that. Genuinely, I wouldn't advise getting them any gear, by the way. I would keep them in whites, like, whites and greens and blues. Don't buy them any rares, don't buy them any exotics, because you're just going to completely break the game. You're going to make it so easy and boring, and they're going to forget that dodging is a mechanic, and they're going to forget that blinding is a mechanic, and all kinds of stuff. It's going to be awful. Especially when you're playing it co-op, it's just the game's... So, I mean, I don't know. That's a pretty lengthy answer, I think I can give you. And then, Darg as well. Darg tipped $20 as well. Darg left a message here. Darg, you really don't have to do that, man. You really, please, in fact, I'm asking you, please don't do that. Because, you already helped me out more than enough. You really do. Don't do it anymore. Please, Darg, don't. Because what will happen is there will come a day where I tick you off and you'll be like, I've helped and supported this guy so much. What a douchebag. And it's just not going to be pleasant for either of us. Okay, so just don't do it. Seriously. Please. But you asked a question. You said, hey WP, I don't have any questions or witty comments. Too late at night, brain not working. But I've been watching your VODs on my drive to work. And it reminds me of the old days, several months back. Thanks for your great works. Is that like a meme? Is that like a joke? Is that like, are you just messing around? What are you talking about? You're here live for them. But thank you. No, I'm not saying that ironically to get him to do it more. Just don't, please. Alright, let's move on. Expose your sky scale to the water of the ice flow in the Thunderhead Peaks. And thanks, guys. That's very generous of you all. Wait. I did not absorb that. It said Thunderhead Peaks, didn't it? Yes, it did. The ice flow. So that's going to be bottom right. Azuric's never been there. Azuric, save us! So we can... Season 4 Portal Tome. Wait, was I saying Darg the whole time? Yeah, it says Darg Turtle. Wait, what is this? I didn't get the person wrong, did I? Was I being rude? I didn't get the person wrong. We don't have two Dargs. He's not Dargosian, he's Darg Turtle because he became a turtle. Conclusion, try to make the game difficult and interesting. Don't gear and invent stories around skills. Yeah, basically what you saw I did in my Let's Play. Pretty much. Yeah. The Let's Play is my answer to that question to a degree. It's okay, how can I extract the beauty of the game from all the stuff that undermine it? Well, I can do that in a controlled situation like that. Obviously, you're a little bit more like a DM if you're playing with a friend. You've got to like... You've got to be a bit more subtle. You've got to use some sleight of hand in your guiding of the adventure. Darg donated $6. Thank you very much to Darg, who just donated $6. I saw that. I'm pretty sure that's not the Darg I was talking to, though. I'm pretty sure. Someone else has made a name. Thank you very much. If you left a message, I don't think I'll see it just yet. Let me grab this waypoint and I can check. Ridiculous. Whoever that was, you're a troll, and thank you. Oh, you did leave a message. That wasn't actually me. That was a Jules, with whom I exchanged donations as a part of a ritual, so he could make it to streams, and he did. He was on it tonight, and he donated in my name. Really? No, that's not... But the icons. I can see the icons. The new Darg has not got the correct icon. Look, I don't know who's who. I don't know what's going on, but thank you, guys. Thank you. How many turtles were there? There were like 6 turtles, tops, I think. I think we had 6 turtles. They were all turtles from the same stream. And slowly some, you know, are filtered out. And then other ones filter back in while the other ones are out. And so I don't think we've had the full Exodia of turtles available all at once since that original stream. But you never know. One day. I mean, people probably rename themselves by now. Yeah, you confused my brain. I feel like I've had a stroke. Have you guys seen that picture on the internet of... Have you seen that picture on the internet? What a lame way to start a conversation. That is some water cooler nonsense there. Have you seen that picture on the internet where an artist made it, right? And you look at the picture and... It was like computer generated by some artist, okay? But you look at it and it looks like a tabletop. It looks like the corner of a room of someone's house, okay? And it's just got like a ton of junk on the table, right? And you look at it and it feels like a perfectly natural, normal image that would exist in the realms of reality, right? And you're like, yeah, I know what that is. But then you're asked the question, name one item in this picture. And you're like, well, of course I can name an item in this picture. It's, you know, it's a table full of stuff. And then you try to name stuff, and you can't. Like, you actually look at the objects, and they're all, like, really familiar. They all feel like objects, but you just can't identify what anything is. You just don't have the language to speak it into existence. Like, and you realize none of it's really a real thing. And this art, this computer-generated art, was originally just made as art, but it's come to be known as an image that makes you feel like you're having that experience of having a stroke. That like this is what it feels like to have a stroke. You're looking at this thing and but your mouth is failing in you and your brain is just broken and it just doesn't work. It's a really cool picture. Yeah, there you go. Look, they've posted it in chat. Oh, there you go. So it's in a tweet format where it's got the text here. I'll put this on screen for you guys. All right. I'll put this on screen so you guys can all see. This is for you guys on the VOD. And you know what? I'm going to do it this way. Let's put our birthday fan up again. Look at that. Amazing. Ah, I love me some Liss art. All right, here's the picture. All right. Name one thing in this photo. Right? So it's like, that looks sort of like a cheese grater, maybe? Maybe, is that like a Chinese calendar? Is that a stuffed bird toy? Is there a bottle back there that looks a bit like is that a mouse face? But is that a pillow? The most you can genuinely accurately identify here is the walls. But even then, if you look at the left wall versus the right wall, it doesn't really look like they intersect properly. One of the walls looks like it's made of kind of a fluffy sort of pressable material, right? That would give under your thumb as you leaned into it. And the right wall looks like it has a skirting board lined up against it, but a skirting board that high, that's weird. That wouldn't work. And what's that on the wall? Are they mirrors reflecting a darker area of the... Is that the top of like a dull head up there? It's a cool image, isn't it? It's kind of cool. I've explained it to death now, so the magic of it's probably lost on you. But if you just come across that, and you're like, I can name an item, and then you just like look at it, you'll have a double take, and it'll be a cool experience. All right. So share it with your friends. Anyway, so have you guys seen this picture on the internet? It's of a guy. All right, I'm not gonna finish that sentence, but if you just thought of something gross, then I've done my job. Because quite often, shock, gore, and stuff is probably what people think of with pictures on the internet. As far as kids at a school ground would share anyway. Become encased in an ice prison caused by ice storms in Bitterfrost Frontier. Or during the Claw of Jormag. Well, no, let's do it during a storm. Actually, oh, so both are time-gated. I didn't realize that. I thought it would be sort of an any-time Bitterfrost Frontier thing. But no, both are time-gated. WP, what's your favorite way to make gold? PvP. I got 3 letters for you. PvP. PvP, baby. Play some PvP. And if you get good at tournaments as well, they're even better. It's like 25, 50 gold. Very little effort. 3 times a day from the tournaments alone. If you do other queues and stuff, you get loads. I got like 2.5 grand at the moment, and it's all just PvP. Christ knows how much in terms of materials to sell. It's just PvP. PvP is really fun as well. Oh, the ice storm is a mob in Bitterfrost. Yeah, but doesn't it only spawn during the storms? Is what I'm assuming. Oh, okay. So no, it is all the time. It's not time gated. Look. I'm gonna have to fix this right here, right now. We're gonna do this. Let me find any ring to stat select. Select stats. Zealots. Equip in slot 2. We lose our Halen Power infusions, but there you go. So we've now got Zealots. We're fixed. All done. I could have done that a little bit better so that all of our art was synchronized, but whatever. I remember you saying you also really like the trees in Bitterfrost Frontier. Did you know you can climb all the way to the top? Dude, no. No. I haven't really been back to this map since mounts were added. Not much. Which is a weird thing to realize, because I feel like I come here all the time still. What? Wait. Sky scale latching onto the trunks? Did they put sky scale magic that takes you to the top? How do you climb to the top? That's really exciting. This is a great map. What a map. They're literally the highest asset in the whole game that you could find. That's awesome. Wait, what? I got more donations. What are you guys doing? What? Wait, let me figure out where it is. There. Boom up. Oh, we're getting attacked. God damn it. Yeah, here's the Tempest build that I was setting up. Obviously lacking some stability right now. Because that's a pain in the ass. So is that. I don't know. Zealots might not be the way to go because it feels like the damage is really low as well. I do like Dagger main hand now though. Because look how low cooldown Convergence is. You can just spam that thing. Alright. Not anonymous. It's me, not anonymous. Anonymous anymore. Tato feels good. Thanks very much, not anonymous, for the $1. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay, alright, I'm back. You have to climb the sky scale, and I'm pretty sure it's not intentional. Nice. Oh man, that's pretty exciting. I'm pretty keen to do that. Hey, maybe I'll even, when I do my meeting the sky scale video, I might even try and showcase that if I get good at that. I can't think of a better demonstration, honestly. Native donated $3 and said donation train. Come on, man. Listen, we're in danger territory right now. The stream's gonna crash in a second. We're in the danger zone. This is where, for some reason, everything starts freaking out. Maybe I need to like reset the cache of some of these overlays or something. I don't know. But this is the danger zone. So don't try and do anything like that because it will just get cut short very suddenly and randomly. This is the storm, right? Charge storm. I'm just dying. How do I get it to freeze me? Because I kind of don't want to stand it anymore. Alright, I'm dead. Become encased in an ice prison caused by ice storms. Oh, the ice storm's over there. So what was the thing we were killing there? That was also a storm of some kind, wasn't it? Since I have the power, look at this, says Cho. It's a rocker clip. Well, look, I'll watch clips and stuff later. Otherwise, it's going to blare the audio through. But if you remember to link that, and also it errored and said something went wrong. I guess we'll sit and be res. God, I feel like such a loser here. Alright. What? What are you doing? What are you doing? Seriously, no, it's gonna crash, and I'm gonna be. You're not gonna get any credit for this. Kran, thank you very much. What on earth? Why is it always this weird number? Why am I always getting like cents in? By the way, does stream elements like take a cut or something? So that's why. Are people donating round numbers of money and then it gets like put into a weird value? Anyway, Karen, thank you. $25.28. Hey WP, I guess this is anonymous. I always forget to put my name at the top. I asked you about Old Law versus New, Dragon Themes or Scarlet Villain, and no question today. Sorry for weirding you out, dude. You don't have to apologize. I mean, obviously, I'm thrilled. Wait, so are you the anonymous from earlier then? What do you do for a living, man? What do you do? It's because I use pounds and no. Oh look, we AFK got the thing. Hype. Did somebody do that for me? Thank you very much, dude. Yeah, please remember to put your name in, and please ask me a question each time, so I at least don't feel so weird about it. Just any question. All right, it can be a stupid question. You can try and be funny. Anything you like. Thank you very much, Karen. Probably because it's converting money. Yeah, I get that, but it never used to do it that much. But yeah, I suppose that makes sense. Selling used stock. You guys have like, this has been really awesome. There's no way I could regret this, the idea for Master right now when you guys have been like this. It's really crazy. This is nothing like what it used to be like for me. We used to get maybe one donation every like I don't know, 3 weeks or something, unless it was one person dedicated doing it, you know. And even during those times where that one person dedicated doing it, basically no one else would really do it. So maybe 3 weeks is a slight exaggeration, but no, it's not. It's definitely not, because that's only what, like 6 to 9 streams. Yeah, this has been really insane, like really insane. Thank you. It sort of makes me feel like I don't. The thing is, though, I was gonna say it makes me feel like I don't need to worry about Patreon too much, but Patreon is like you know, a bottom line. It's kind of like what you can actually expect. You can't expect this kind of stuff, so I don't know. That's kind of hard. Sorry, I'm gonna keep moving. This is not content. This is not stuff what people want to watch. Sands of Sephuri take damage from quicksand in the Crystal Oasis. So this is the one where we go to all the different quicksands. So the Crystal Oasis, let's go up to this pool. That's like the quicksand pool to me. That's the hint about skimmers and stuff. Thanks, Inks, man. Do you know what I was going to say there? Inks just said in chat, you're a good, entertaining, hardworking guy, right? Which is a really, really nice thing to say. Like, too nice. Way too nice, right? And it was so nice. My first instinct reading that comment was... The first thing I was going to say out loud was... Are you actually Inks? Which I realized would sound so horrible. Like, Inks doesn't say that kind of stuff, which obviously is not true. I decided to change my initial comment there. Thank you very much, man. You are too. And it actually reminds me to actually keep an eye on other people in the scene and see what everyone else is doing, because, as always, I've been so trash at that. Keeping up with other people's stuff. Like when I saw you on the podcast the other day, I realized, oh god, I must be so out of touch. Because the last I'd heard was that you didn't want to do it, and that must have been so out of date. That is a huge achievement for sadists. What do you mean? So the icon is specifically here, but does it actually matter? I like how they have us weighed pretty deep out, you know. No, cancel cast. I changed my cancel cast bind, for Christ's sake. It might have been better to just get myself killed there. Yeah, I should have just stayed in the sand and got myself killed. Alright, so that's one. Next, we're looking at the Egg of Prosperity. Oh, that's kind of cool, the dismount. It's like you're trying to kill me. You guys don't have to do that because we're going to waypoint. So, off to Dry Top. But thank you, noble souls. Yeah, I'm such a jerk. Oh no, Inks is calling himself a jerk. Sorry for spamming you, but I sent you a message on Discord about paying you to do your character's fashion. Would really appreciate it if you managed to get a moment to read it later. Ah, yes, you know, I was thinking of that yesterday. I was like, oh, who was that person that wanted to do the art stuff? I will. I promise. I promise. I will go through every... This is a serious promise of the pinky kind, all right? I'm going to try it over here, see if... Yeah, we get it. I am going to look at my Discord messages after this stream. I'm not going to nap. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm going to go look at my Discord messages, okay? And we will catch up. I've got something else I need to look at from Darg as well. Or talk to Darg about. Take damage from the quicksand in the Ellen Riverlands. Pinky promise. Well, we can just go to the Quickmire there. Well, think about it. This whole achievement is about hurting yourself. Jumping into lava and quicksand, getting frozen in an ice cube. Yeah, it kind of is. We're supposed to be messing ourselves up to a degree. So I get why you can call it masochistic. Won't happen, says Dusty. So, Dusty, how many... is this the first Master stream you've come to, or were you at another one before? Because it has been a while since I've seen you. Okay, so these Elvers are on us. Okay. Next. Take damage from quicksand in Vabi. And we can do it over here this time. I like this central area. Very Guild Wars 1-y location. This master stream is making you realize you have a lot to do on your account. Yeah, it's kind of amazing actually to realize. Yesterday's stream did that for me to an extent. We were looking at the tonics, And, Oh, I heard a ding noise. Is that the crash? Is it coming? Okay. OBS has just told me it's crashed. It also, we're obviously still streaming. But so, we're in the final moments now. Okay. We have crashed. It's probably killed chat. Is chat broken? It looks like chat's broken. Chat has broken. Alright. Cho, if you're in chat, it's definitely something to do with chat. It's something to do with chat. I think, anyway. Because it breaks like this. So I'm actually going to totally remove that for now in the hope that it will sort of resolve things. Alright. Okay. So we'll keep going for now. What was I in the middle of saying? Yeah, we were looking at novelties. Doing all the tonics and stuff. Just realizing how much there is. Like, I think I've bought everything possible on the TP now. Except a couple which I'm waiting for buy orders. All this is like dedicated content I have to actually go and do. A lot of it festival related, but a lot of it, and some of it gem store, like this banner tonic I think might be a gem store thing. But a lot of it's like actually go out, you know, there's a huge amount of stuff. This is the only one I'm really sour about because I have had this and I should have unlocked it and I should have kept it and I didn't. Toys is pretty easy. We only need the Prince's Staff, which is just, we'll buy that at Halloween. I actually have had this before, but it was so long ago I don't even think I could put a support ticket in. I don't think that they would see. I don't think it would show. Kites is a bit, you know, this is coins mostly. This is legendary weapons and stuff to a degree, but they're hidden, so I don't know whether we include them or not. But again, a lot of gem store. And then these chairs. We have to do Doom, but we need that for the AP anyway, so. And we have to do the Zomoros one as well. But that should be fine. Alright, anyway, let's keep going. We're over to branded stuff now. We're going to get knocked down by dust mites in various... I don't know. Well, sort of. See, here, I would have loved if there was one in Verdant Brink, because there's those cool dust mites there. So just any dust mite anywhere. Oh, so Verdant Brink could work. Let's try it. Any dust mite anywhere. Let's try it, okay? I'll be so thrilled. I'll be ecstatic if this works. No, chat breaks because OBS is losing connection when the crash happens. Cam and character are local. Try 1 to 2 streams with a clean OBS, only the game. Alright. Okay, I'll take your advice. Tomorrow we won't have any fancy stuff at all. We'll just have the game. Dust mites in Vabi. Well, I want to try these ones, okay? So, we're in Heartthorns. This is a twister. These are actual mites. There we go. It worked. Well, would you believe? It worked. Beautiful. What a map, by the way. Okay. Next. Interact with the cluster of winds in the hidden garden in Mount Malsham. Nice. And then get caught by the Jahai Bluffs tornado. This one's really good. All three of these. Very fun. You were in the first one, but you didn't want the spoilers, and I also graduated yesterday, so I have time. Congratulations on graduating, man. This blind is insane. See, I don't know. Cleanse. There's lots of little things I actually don't like about this right now. Alright, let's go to Mount Mushroom. I wonder if we can just mount up there now. Even with the Springer, do you think? I'll go through a portal. There's no point messing with that, but I do wonder. Do you think a Sky Scale can get through that? Climb some of these cliffs, maybe? You'd go through the reactor and check it from there. I've gone a bit of an awkward way here. And on the wrong mount, probably. Like there. Why didn't mount wheel work there? I gave it loads of time. You can, but you need a very specific Griffin route. There's insane invisible walls. Really? Nice. That does excite me. Okay, so I think one of the portals should appear... I think in that pond that I was at, and it wasn't there. So, let's not do that one. Let's go look at the fire portal next. Which should just be along the cliff edge over here. And then we can look for the wind portal by taking the jump pad. can't imagine that they've all been done. Okay, no fire portal either. It's quite rare to be in a position where neither of those are done. So, the sky scale can't cling to invisible walls, right? That's like the big thing with it. See some ley line energy. This guy's standing at that portal as well. Wow. So now I've got to remember where the last one is. I don't actually remember where portal number 4 is. Isn't it near the swamp or something? Am I wrong about that? Isn't it like over here, maybe? You really like crushed bone dye on the sky scale? Which dye is it we're looking at this one over here? Which dye is this? I think I'll probably get a red one. This is a bit luminescent, this red. I think that's a bit much. But I'll probably get a red one. I mean, we can mess with the dyes. I can't believe all 3 portals are closed. It's where the rich platinum node is, near the old temple ruins. You mean Rata-10? Up at Criterion Canyon. Alright, Cho says, I have to go install a new water heater. Got to make those holes in the wall. Have a nice day. Thanks, Cho. And yeah, see you soon, dude. So rich platinum. Platinum. East from the waypoint, they're saying. Alright, I'll take your word for it. Well, it's not going to be in the cave, is it? It's not going to be there. It's just south of the waypoint. Platinum. Ink says, do you think they'll do an Aurene skin for the gem store? Is that too sacred? It's a good question. I think possibly too sacred. But, you know, they've surprised me before. They're not scared to have minis of really important characters. It's closed, apparently. Someone found it and it's closed. So let's just go. Let's just do the loop again. They're not scared to do minis of important characters. Why? So, is the mount that much different? Well, yeah, probably. And that's my line of reasoning right now. The mounts are much bigger, much more in your face, much... But, you know, enough time passes. Maybe it doesn't matter. The Aurene that will be in the contemporary story will not be... the Aurene people recognize as the little one, you know, so is it really such a crime? And they'd make money off of it. So, you know, every studio has their price. Right now, though, I think there's so few sky scales in the game that we're not looking at any skins for a while. But, given enough time, yeah, they should start coming, definitely, and then who knows? Yeah, they might not call it... No, they could give it a name as well. If you're going to do an Aurene mount, you'd name it Aurene, surely. You would name it Aurene. I almost feel like I should have tried to climb up there now, but if it's a really specific Griffin route, then I'm not going to know. There's now 12,000 people. Now, the proportion of those 12,000 that are, you know, well-paying people is going to be very high. I missed a donation 9 minutes ago. Oh my god, I missed 2. What on earth? Anonymous is back, but it's a different Anonymous, I think, I hope. Anonymous with 1337, so he's elite player. That's not lost to me. It says the recommended amount of Streamlabs are 33.33, 420, 69.0, and what real men use, $13.37. So thank you, and those are all very funny numbers. Thank you, man. Also, as someone who doesn't catch all the streams, what are your plans for Let's Plays in the future, Guild Wars 2 and otherwise? You somewhat vaguely promised Elder Scrolls ! I don't want to talk about LPs for outside of Guild Wars, but as far as Guild Wars is concerned, yeah, that will keep going. But my idea is not to have like one replace the other, or I only do one and not the other. That's not my idea. I've actually got a list of lots of stuff I'd really love to play with you guys. You can probably tell what a good... It depends how big of a fan of mine you are. But there's genuinely like a list of maybe 7 or 8 different series I'd love to produce that aren't Guild Wars, but it's just a matter of finding out how and when and all that kind of stuff, and what style I want them to be. So, basically, to be very clear about this, the main problem I have is I feel like my favorite thing to do is be really exhaustive about stuff and really lengthy about stuff and really like do big deep dives. But if I'm bouncing and juggling through lots of products, I need to find a way to be able to maintain that standard without, you know, ever hitting burnout and all these kinds of things. So that's the main issue, and that's why you're not seeing there doesn't appear to be much movement on those fronts. But I am finding my way. And yeah, I'd be curious what you guys think that list is. But I'll tell you for one thing, Druidstone isn't on that list right now because I'm not sure how into the game I am, because we've hardly touched it, we've hardly played it, so it's not like that's a thing. People are asking if any keepers are up in chat as well. They just seem to not be around. I've never struggled getting into this map. Oh, here you go. Someone in squad said that on their instance there's a portal, so here it's Irricard. Joining Mount Maelstrom. PoE is not on that list. PoE is not on that list. I like PoE, but PoE is like a lifestyle game, and there's a lot to know about that game, and I don't know that much about it. I'm so out of touch with it as well now that PoE is not on the list, no. Neither's Monster Hunter World. Neither's any of those other things that I've been playing sort of in my free time. Like Terraria I've been playing recently, and whatever else I was playing recently. I was playing a bit of Minecraft this year, actually. Jesus, the burns. This needs cleanse. This needs something somewhere. Even in open world, one cleanse. That's all you need. Just one cleanse, so that you can rip a cripple or something to break combat. That's the main thing. But also high burn stacks. Alright, so this is the sky scale of air. So we go up to the air area. Now, what I'm also wondering is if there's multiples in this area. So I'm just going to look at the map. It looks like there's only one. This is such a cool place, guys. It's such a cool place. But look at this. Was air? Yeah, air starts at the back of this pool. Oh my god, that's a lot of ats. Whoa. Like, nearly my entire screen is filled with messages of people atting me. Okay, I'll try and answer every single one. Ready? What's my favorite main weapon? Is hammer. We actually talked about that earlier. My favorite monster, though, it's probably my favorite elder is probably Nurg. I know he's not a particularly hard one, but I really like Nurg. I think he's cool. My favorite like design might be the Lava Seoth, but mechanically I think that he's not very fun to fight at all. But I think he's a really cool idea. I also like a lot of the early ones. I really like, you know, Pookie Pookie, and I really like I'm not too into a lot of the Wyverns and stuff, Rathalos and Rathalon and all those kinds of stuff. I really like the Anjanath as well. I like Diablos. Any of those ones in the story that like it's like, here's your next big problem, and they show it to you and how dangerous it is, and you come back to kill it later. There's a really satisfying experience in that. And I think I crave that because Guild Wars has never delivered that. So, mechanically, obviously they've tried it story-wise with, you know, entities like Joko and Balthazar and stuff, but mechanically. Well, they did a bit with Balthazar, a little bit. They did it with Balthazar. You have a few fights with him where he wipes the floor with you. But, again, it's not rooted in mechanics. That's all just stage, and it's just play acting, and it's, oh, you're going to lose control of your character and take 100% damage and stuff like that. In Monster Hunter, it's like baked into the game. It's like, oh yeah, he's just killing you because your gear's not good enough. Because you don't have the skill or whatever. Alright, next question. I haven't played in 3 years. I used to PvP a lot back in the day, but I'm now out of practice and get deleted without knowing what's even coming at me. What's a good training wheels class? Good training wheels class. Well, I can. It depends what tier you're playing at. All right, I'm gonna give you an answer. Assuming you're like gold, all right, and assuming you're lower than gold even. That Glyph of Storms was a misclick. I just want everyone to know. So my answer to you is to play a big shade Blood Scourge. Or hell, even you could go heavy DPS, to be honest, in gold. Because that's like extremely brainless. Spam, basically spam a lot of stuff. Okay, place the egg into this elemental cluster. Oh, so this one we actually do a dialogue thing. And what that allows you to do by being brainless, it's not that I think you're of low intellect or whatever, but by being brainless, it allows you to look at what other people are doing. You got to be very careful, though. You don't want classes that auto-cleanse, and you don't want classes that auto-stun break. You don't want that kind of stuff. So that you're very clear what hits you, and, you know, you don't want too many, like, randomly proccing blocks on you and stuff like that. You don't want builds like that. You want stuff that animations mean animations. And Scourge, you know, you pump yourself up with barrier, but you're still being hit with a thing. You still need to flip condies. You still need, and as you climb, that build's going to become very bad, and it's actually going to become a very dangerous and difficult build because you're going to need impeccable positioning and you're going to need good support and stuff. So as you climb, that build will not be my recommendation anymore. But as far as gold's concerned, where people don't really focus necros very well and people have very low awareness and you can escape and stuff like that, that's probably the best training wheels experience, I think, probably. Also, that if you run it with blood, there's lots of playmaking potential too, and you can get value out of learning how to watch your own allies, which is what most of the game is, actually. Knowing when to go deep and stuff like that. When to help other people out. When to rotate out. And all of that information comes from watching your allies. And Blood Scourge will teach you to watch your allies, because you can help them so much by porting their bodies and stuff. Blood rizzing. Okay, moving on. Next was Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider is on that list. Well done. Tomb Raider is on that list. The newest Tomb Raider game is on that list. You want a stream on Monster Hunter World? Well, look, I have said that at least once a week we'll do other games. And that's either going to be Mondays or Sundays. I can't believe it's Sunday again tomorrow. What the shit? So maybe we could do a Monster Hunter thing. I'm not going to say no to that. Maybe I could show you it. How do you counter Boon Corrupt in PvP? With your own transversal. So, for example, pretty much every Guardian build, or most Guardian builds, run like Contemplation of Purity. So that when they F3 and give themselves stab and stuff, and then they get corrupt booned or whatever, they can then Contemplation of Purity and get all their shit back. Right? So it's literally the same mechanic in reverse. But also, a lot of the Boon Corrupt is avoidable. Well, some of the Boon Corrupt's avoidable. But a lot of Boon Corrupt in the game can be blinded as well, for what it's worth. You can blind a Corrupt Boon. You can blind a Shade cast on you and stuff like that. Some of the punishments you can't. But yeah. You just got to be flighty and quick and precise about bursting down Necros before they can get too much of that value. Not standing Ghastly Breaches. You know, you can avoid that. That's a lot of Corrupt, a Ghastly Breach, and you just don't stand in it, you know. So there's things like that. Next question. Talking about PoE, are you much of an old Western RPG guy? Baldur's Gate and such. Actually, yes, but not as much as I'd like to be. So, yeah, I do like those old Western RPGs. So, like, the Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance games, I played a lot of, but not the proper, like, BioWare kind of really good Baldur's Gate games. I didn't play enough of those, but I used to watch my father play some of those. Old Tomb Raider would be cool to see. I mean, old Tomb Raider I don't know about, by the way. I don't mean to give you the guys' impression about that. I am a big fan of that, and you'll often find me on streams for those games, but and speedrun streams, but I don't think I'd ever really get into showing those. Maybe one day, maybe. Alright, the tornado in Jahai. Let's keep going, and then I'll answer the next one. We haven't crashed, by the way. We're still going. Jahai. Where's Jahai? Okay. Over here. So I guess the Pack Vanguard's a good place to go. Oh, Jarvenius donated afterwards, 420, and said, whoops, I forgot to put my name on that sick 1337 donation, so take a 420 and give me the attention I need. Jarvenius, thank you. There you go. Jarvenius, it was you. Brilliant. Okay, the last stat was, I died in this jumping puzzle in 2012, and I remember DMing you to res me because I didn't have anyone else on my friends list and no one was doing the puzzle. We then had a conversation about your favourite map being Mount Maelstrom, and you said Ore was your least favourite maps. Really? Seriously? In 2012? I think I was, those are pretty much my opinions, I think. I really, for core Tyria, Mount Maelstrom's amazing. I love like the elemental theming. It's got a huge variety of stuff going on there. It's an interesting, compelling area. It's like the calm before the storm in terms of the story. It's really good. I like it. And the Ore maps are forever a disappointment to me because they could have been so much more than they are. They were pretty clustered, pretty rapidly, hastily thrown in the game, it seems. Okay, so the tornado's over here. So here's the question. Does that tornado have an icon that dynamically moves with it? I doubt it. But I am noticing, by the way, on my mini-map, there's 2 more here. So I think we'll just go do those right now, just for what it's worth. Slightly out of order, but whatever. In the name of nerd efficiency. This tornado mechanic is so cool. Do you think in the next expansion we'll get a similar mechanic? So, what could that be, though? If we were in the Blood Legion homelands, would it be like a moving tank? No, that's more of an Iron Legion thing. I don't know. Okay, cool. So we get this. If we were in Cantha... Oh! If we had an underwater expansion, we could totally have water spouts and whirlpools. You can have a whirlpool that moves through the water and it's sucking you down instead of lifting you up. Oh, shit. That would be so good. They have to have thought of that as well. They have to have realised that. You could have the Claw of Steve. Dude. Wouldn't that be great? I'd love that. Next question. Do you think Guild Wars 2 could take inspiration from Monster Hunter World in terms of boss design? And if yes, what example of a boss mechanic from World do you think could work in Guild Wars 2? I think that actually when you really get down to the nuts and bolts of it, they are similar. Like, if you look at, like, Luna or Tio, you know, they have their aura that they're charging up and charging up and charging up, and eventually they release it in a giant explosion. Guild Wars 2 has nuke mechanics like that, right? That are charging up and then they build up. You know, maybe not in the exact same way, and there's definitely not, like, build craft to counter aura and things like that. I think some places they could take inspiration, though, is... Monster Hunter is a very different kind of game, though. It's about item preparation and you know, getting currencies to buy building your garden up so that you can craft traps so that when you go out on a hunt you can trap the mob at the right time, and then, you know, you can dose it with tranq to skip the last 20% of the fight. Or, you know, then there's a lot of mechanics in Monster Hunter that are unused, but are there nonetheless and express the same idea. You know, that you can put, like, meat down and you can poison the meat and wait in a bush, and then the monster will come over, it will eat the meat, and then you've got an upper hand at the start of the fight and stuff like that. All those things aren't really things Guild Wars can indulge in because they're so allergic and fearful of those elements of design, because it's like all grinding for items or working for items and that kind of early prep. Guild Wars is very arcadey. It's very flash in a pan. It's, you've got everything you need permanently, mechanically execute it now. We'll never take that away from you. You can't consume, you can't finish traps. The only place they kind of dip their toe in is with food, right? Food is very, like, anti Guild Wars in a lot of ways. It's very different to what the rest of Guild Wars is doing. Monster Hunter is all about consumables. It's all about preparation in terms of items. So I like all of those elements of Monster Hunter, but I think they're also very incompatible with how Guild Wars built itself. I could never imagine a raid boss where it's like, okay, you need to go to the Maguma jungle to harvest vines so that you can get a trap, so that you can snare the Keep construct to get a burn phase on him. You know, that's just not a thing. They wouldn't do that in this game. They're very different. So yeah, I could talk a lot more, but okay, guys, this whole Q&A thing's happening, so I just have to scroll down now. I'm sorry if you asked me a question, I didn't answer it, and you really want the answer, just copy paste it. Skeledar asks if I'm up to date with the Design Deconstructed videos from the ex-developer Matthew Medina. The answer is no. I only watched the first 2, and last I heard, he had 5 up, and I still haven't found the time to just have it on in the background somewhere. Which is no excuse, really, because I do really like his format, and I thought it was really interesting. And I basically asked him for extra information about the studio. Well, not about the studio, about the development of the game and stuff, and, you know, cool insights that we may lose forever with him gone. And he's providing that to the community, and it's amazing, and I should look at them, and I should enjoy myself. What I really want is a cleansing sigil. It's so weird. That's PvP that's done that to me. But I wanted to swap to fire there to get rid of that vulnerability to break combat so I could mount again. Maybe cleansing has a lot of value on an elementalist in a world with mounts for PvE. Is that insane of me? What do you guys think? What other easy access cleanse could I get? Like, because it's just so easy. Cleanse with an attunement swap. No one will swallow that. No one will let me tell them that cleansing is good in PvE for mounting access, quality of life mount access. But maybe I can argue the case for it. Just change your heal to Ether Renewal. Yeah, maybe Ether Renewal is good. Maybe that's a better option. It lets you keep your DPS sigil. Because sigils are just so power crept in PvE that... Yeah. Maybe we just... Oh, in fact, Wash the Pain Away has a cleanse on it now. Alright, no, definitely Wash the Pain Away. It's meta on this. Meta in terms that I'm talking about. The best option. That's got your 1 cleanse. That was a recent patch and I forgot about it. Yeah, the water dodges as well. Not quite so accessible. Because often you won't be coming out of combat in that attunement, and the ICD will be there. Oh, it's Palawa's Tomb. That's where we're going to. What the hell, this event? Like, boss attacks that need quick reflex to dodge, etc., and aren't indicated by big flashy AoE circles. It's something I personally enjoy a lot more of in Guild Wars. I don't think that that's a good idea. I don't think that minimal telegraphed one-shots that you have to dodge are smart in any way. Not in big 10-man scenarios. You gotta remember, Monster Hunter keeps it clean by having the party limit very limited. So it can do a bit more of that. Animations can be more subtle and fast acting. I think the combat has to be as clean and telegraphed as possible. Especially in a world where latency can affect people. And everyone has different frame rates and binding setups. You know, you start casting this really wide net. Monster Hunter is a very, very defined, controlled environment where they can tune things more tightly. I don't think Guild Wars can. And I think we've had a pretty good taste of minimal telegraphs, massive damaging attacks when dynamic events scale out of control in the open world, and it's never been a pleasant experience for me. We can, obviously, you're welcome to have a different view on that, but my instinct is that that's bad. Growth of strawberries. So we want to go to the strawberry patch in the desert highlands. Interesting. So this is the one of growth. How much progress have we made here, by the way? All right. Okay. Hold on though. Hold the phone. I don't want this to get too long, so we're gonna call it there, guys. I think that's gonna be it. I think that's gonna be master for today. That's 50% of saving Sky Scales here today. Tomorrow we'll have this one finished, or maybe I'll even find some time to do it off stream here. And we can go back to Gorick, and we'll be to the 3rd one. We get the gist of what we're doing here, and it's a lot of places to go. But yeah, Druidstone went not tomorrow, but hopefully the day after that. Hopefully we'll do it on the Monday. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back here. Beautiful. So what's your favorite Tarantino flick, and why is it Kill Bill? I've not actually seen Kill Bill. Kill Bill is one of the only Tarantino movies I've not seen. My favorite is The Hateful Eight. I think it's underrated. I think it's a really, really, really good movie. Something about it that very, very much just gets to me. Obviously, he's a master of dialogue, and that's one of the slower burner ones. This, like the first hour of that is just like talking in a carriage. You know, it's almost like a play, that movie, but I really enjoy it. The way he talks about it as well is it was more of like almost like a side project that was going to be. It actually started as a spin-off of Django Unchained, and then he realized it was a different story and kind of just moved on from it. But from it being a sequel or a prequel or whatever. But I really, really, really like The Hateful Eight. My second favorite is probably Reservoir Dogs, just because of where I watched that the first time in my life. I found it to be a really when I think about that ear scene, I still feel unsettled. It's just such a monstrous, and it has become a cliche, that scene. So that people, it's an old movie. If you're interested in watching Reservoir Dogs, goodbye. But so there's a scene in Reservoir Dogs where this mobster, this guy has got a police officer, a cop, tied to a chair, and he's like brutalizing him. He's doing all these horrible things to him. It's a really disturbing scene where he's like, he like chops his ear off, and he like starts splashing like oil all over him, and he's gonna set him on fire, but he's like splashing the oil in this guy's like severed ear hole and stuff. But he's doing, and so already I've painted a pretty grim picture. But he's doing it while dancing to this like pulpy like pop music. I can't remember what it is. So he's like dancing as he does it. He's just like this abominably monstrous guy, and it's just this really chilling, harrowing scene. It's just such a violent, like horrible thing. And it was a really, really powerful moment for me in cinema, and it really just icked me out in an entertaining way, you know, in a way that sticks with you. And for that that scene, almost that scene alone, that's one of my favorite Tarantino movies. I just think it's such a, and it's probably not as good as I remember. And these days, I'm a lot more case hardened to that stuff, as Stephen King puts it, case hardened, right? Like we sort of we get familiar and desensitized to these things. But that one still sort of sticks with me. And like I say, it's a bit of a cliche now to have someone doing something horrible while listening to happy music, you know, to juxtapose those two things. You see it all over the place. But the first time I ever really experienced it and really felt it powerfully was Tarantino doing it in Reservoir Dogs. So yeah, those would be my top two. Okay, reading subs and donations, because I may have missed some. Ted Sulift subbed. Thank you very much, man. We had the donations from Jarv and Anonymous Jarv. We had a sub from GDS Alarana. Thank you very much. We had Karen doing a donation. This has been a crazy stream. This has been a ludicrous stream. We had Native. Thank you. We had a not Anonymous. We had Darg or not Darg. We had Anonymous. We had Anonymous. We had Glitches subbing. Thank you very much. We had DJ EZ with their question about getting their friend in. We had Dark Turtle. We had C McGee subbing, so thank you very much. We had plenty of follows. We had Utah yesterday. Okay, so there you go. That's the set. Now, can I just say to anyone interested, we have a pretty cool community over in Discord. You can come chat with me over there. There's a link in chat. You don't need a description, an account or anything. You can use that to get into the guilds. We have an NA branch and an EU branch. What else? I have a Patreon campaign which I lost a ton of money and support on producing my Let's Play last year. And if you at all enjoy what I do, I'd rather you don't sub. I'd rather you don't donate. I'd rather you go check that out. You even get some perks and some benefits there. You get like a unique icon in the Discord chat and all kinds of things. So please do consider that. And that's about it. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy. And I'll see you next time. For World vs. World playtime, I was just asking chat. No, I have very minimal. That will be a whole phase. Hopefully once Alliances come out, we'll look at that off in the distant future. See you guys tomorrow.